Assalamu alaikum. My name is Samir Hussain from Team Dadyal Online, and today we have administrator of Dadyal, Khalid Bhalote, and a lot of people on our website and our Facebook page have requested this interview.
Oh,
And, we finally got down to doing it.
lovely, Samir, lovely, Samir. It's a pleasure to be with you, and it's a pleasure to actually see our news website, Dadyal Online. I'm quite proud because it is based on facts, and it's based on truth, and it's based on opinions of the public. Whereas we have other websites as well, where it's always derogatory stuff and stuff which is not truth, which is being published, and it's just used to actually discredit people. And the sadness in Pakistan, what I felt, is that even when people are doing good work, the news agencies don't pick that up at all, and they miss everything. And the minute they find an excuse to put something on, they'll come on with 16 other stuff as well, which is total lies. So, it's a pleasure here to have you in our offices today. And we're just waiting when you're going back. I think you stayed with you too long here.
It's been a few months.
Yeah, it's a pleasure having you in our offices today, and especially Dadyal Online News, because it's my favourite station or website, you can call it, because it's the one that's based on truth and it's based on facts. I've always liked it because even your staff that's here that actually help out, I think they're very honest and very helpful as well. A pleasure having you in our offices, and it's a pleasure that I can be with my people in England.
Okay, moving on to the first question that we've got. It's again from the Facebook post where we had, I think, over about 50-60 questions. So
sure.
It just gives you an indication of how keen people are to ask you questions.
It's good.
The first question is, as you know, a lot of people in England might not be aware of the roles and the role and the responsibilities of Administrator Baldia in Dadyal. So could you briefly describe your job role, talk about the main responsibilities?
Well, I think the easiest way to clarify this is the administrator is just like being the mayor of a city in the United Kingdom, but it's a bit more being involved with work, and it's more similar to the mayor of London, where you're actually directly responsible for work being done. My job entails is registering births within my municipal committee, and taxation is another avenue we have. We have the planning department, where we give planning for building houses, and our job is to try and ensure that we have a clean and safe environment. These are our duties, really. And all hence to do with anything else as well. Anybody basically living within the municipal committee, they're our responsibility. My duties here are to actually ensure that it's a safe environment, hygienically we're clean, and when it concerns planning, to do with roads, to do with safety, and for equality for all, then this is my duty. Anything within our jurisdiction.
Which projects have been delivered by the Baldia in the period that you've been on this seat, and which are in progress?
Okay. Well, firstly, when I came here, I saw that the office environment wasn't good, in the sense that the staff, they didn't have the tables and chairs to sit on. There was 30 staff that work inside. Yet I think the seating capacity was only for about 15 or 16 people. When I came to the office, the first thing I realised was that it wasn't a working environment. This office that you see was my own office. It was the administrator's office. And then we had the other rooms, but it was complete darkness in the rooms. There was no lighting sort of facilities. So the first thing I actually delivered on was getting a UPS for the building here. So at least, even when the electric went off, we could still work. I thought that was the important bit to it. And then, whereas other projects were concerned, We started off with actually roads, and I focused on those roads that have not been built in Dadyal before, and which were sort of dirty roads, as opposed to going for roads which are sort of clean. There was Geothers Road in Chumbi, we did that one. Again, Mandina, and the other thing what I realized was there was a big traffic problem in Dadyal because there's so many cars and motorbikes and everything. So it became a major problem. So we decided to deal with a one-way system first. So at least we can divert the traffic off. So I did the one-way system. उसके बाद हमने जो है street lights जो है पूरे शहर के अंदर लगाई हैं, and we're the first. I'm proud to say that in Azad Kashmir we're the first town to actually have street lights in our town. Then we put the signboards, and on some of the signboards, obviously I didn't know that the signwriter here didn't know how to spell properly. So there were some mistakes on those boards. I came one morning and I read the college with a D on it, and I said it's not supposed to be. He says no, it is. Anyway, there was other signs as well where the helmet, that was spelled as helmet. So there's various mistakes that was done. But anyway, we did the signboards. Then we put bins in town because normally at the end of the day जब लोग अपनी ड्यूटी खत्म कर लेते थे, उसके बाद दुकानों के बाद वो कचरा अपना बाहर सड़क पर रखते थे. सड़क पर रखने के साथ प्रॉब्लम ये क्रिएट हो जाती थी कि एक तो गंदगी शहर के अंदर होती थी, और दूसरा जितने भी जानवर थे लोग उनको बाहर छोड़ देते थे वो ताकि इन बिन्स से आकर के अपने जो कचरा खाएं. तो मैंने बिन्स लगाए, एंड फिर उसके बाद हमने जितनी नालीज हैं, और ऐसी नालीज हैं कि जो 15-20 साल नेवर हैड बीन क्लीन. अब हमसे आप शुरू करते हैं, नीचे से आते तो पहली मस्जिद आते हैं राइट हैंड साइड, उसके बाद जो है एक नाला था टोटल ब्लॉक था, और वो पिछले 18 साल से वो बंद था. जब मैंने उसको खोला है उसके अंदर मैंने नोटिस किया कि मेन जो पानी की लाइन है, मेन पे जो पानी की लाइन है वो उससे गुजर रही थी, और वो लोगों घरों को सप्लाई कर रही थी पानी. So imagine all the shit and grime all in one place, and it's blocked up, and then the mainline water's going. No wonder we have things like hepatitis B and C, because that's where they originate from. So then we did our jog. Jog for 32 years was an abandoned place. It was used as a patak, and for those people that don't know what a patak is where they put animals like goats and cows, stuff like this, which is floating around loose, which shouldn't be out in town. They actually lock them up there. So that's what it was used for. And then now, it was just a place where people used to do the toilet, and junkies used to come and play the cards. So we actually made that into a nice place, so people have got a place to go and sit and at least enjoy. What else have we done? We also put AC units into the Dadyal Hospital. We put 2 into the women's ward, 2 into the men's ward. We put a UPS system in the police station and in the cells as well, because the police obviously have their own system, but in the cells, when poor people are locked up, they'd be sweating away, and there was nothing for them. So at least they could use the fans. In the DSP office, we put a UPS system as well. So at least it made sure that everybody was able. These offices are main offices, like the DSP's office, the police station, the assistant commissioner's office. I put a UPS system in there as well. So even when there isn't electric, there's a power supply there for them, so at least they work, and maximum outputs sort of achieved. Then we gave a motorbike to the police station for the DFC, because although we say that the police are corrupt and they're not doing the job properly, और वो अपनी नौकरी जो है पुलिस वाले अपने नहीं दे रहे, मैं समझता हूँ कि पुलिस वाले अपनी नौकरी बहुत अच्छे तरीके से दे रहे हैं. प्रॉब्लम ये है कि हमारे पास 22 पुलिस वाले हैं and पूरी तहसील को कवर करते हैं. So it's hard for them. They don't get no budget for fuel from the top. So obviously, if they're going to my job, they want some money for the petrol. Otherwise, their salary ends up going into fuel and stuff like this. So we're going to have a motorbike for them. We actually bought 2 motorbikes for my office, so my staff can actually be more on the road. We only had 1 tractor and trolley. And for those people that don't know what we use the tractor and trolley for, we use that to move rubbish, refuse on a daily basis. So I actually bought another tractor and trolley, which was funded by my friends. So today we have 2 tractors and trolleys. And then we're the only town in Azad Kashmir which actually cleans the town twice a day. I mean, no doubt you've been here for some months now, and I'm sure you'll have seen the differences yourself. And those British people that travel to Azad Kashmir have come to Dadyal, they see those differences, that our town is much cleaner. We actually clean the town, my cleaning team goes at 5 o'clock in the morning. They sweep up the town, they pick up all the litter, rubbish, all the refuse is taken away. Then at 5 o'clock in the evening, my team is back out again, they actually empty the bins again, clean the town up, so it's a clean place. Then on top of that, we built the entry gate in the name of Honourable Shaheed Multman bin Bhutto. I built it in her name, at least it was a memory for her, and that was the least we could do, because it's because of the Pakistan People's Party that I've come here to serve. Otherwise, a British person coming to Pakistan to serve, it's impossible. It wasn't a possibility. That's why we actually put the entry gate up, so it was in honour of Multman bin Bhutto, and we actually gave out wheelchairs to disabled people as well. I mean, whenever I go to England, I ask my friends if anyone's got a wheelchair, or go on eBay myself, we buy them and send them along and give them to those people that need them. I think that's the vast majority of jobs we've done, really.
Can you tell us a little bit about the projects that you're working on at the moment, and also what's in the pipeline as well?
Okay. Well, at the moment, the biggest ongoing project was the encroachment, because people are over here. I mean, if they own a plot, let's say 50 by 90, they tend to go 55 by 95, and sort of put the staircase or the entrance of the shops outside, or the ramps going into the houses, they end up being outside. So we cleared all the encroachment in Dadyal on the main road. We actually pull all the staircases back. We've told them to put the entrances from their own doorsteps, rather than have the steps outside and the doors behind. So that was the first stage. The ongoing on that one is I've actually submitted an application in that I want to put a proper sewage system into town. And now by putting a proper sewage system in, at least all the water and all the dirty water is going to flow out sort of freely and not cause any problems and any health problems. And then we've got, I mean, these offices are rented offices, and Baldia got made in 1980. और सन 1980 से लेकर आज तक जो है ये हम किराए की बिल्डिंग के अंदर थे। तो मैंने पहला काम ये किया है कि एक 5 कनाल की जगह एसी ऑफिस के बैक साइड पे और डीएसपी के ऑफिस के नेक्स्ट डोर एंड बरकियात के बीच में 5 किलो का रकबा जिसकी चारदीवारी हमने की है। All the walls are built on there, and we've dug out for the foundation of our offices. So inshallah, our work will start shortly, but that project is going to cost us about 7 crore rupees. Now, if we manage it properly ourselves, I think the costing of that should be about 5 crore. So we want to build that, and also I want to build a technical college behind it, because the biggest problem we have now is that I want to stop the poverty line, and the only way we can stop poverty is if we can train people to be electricians, to be plumbers, to be joiners, to be masons, to go out doing sewing, probably IT, arts, stuff like this. So we want to actually train people there, and once we train these people, then sort of find them a job, because there's no point in you making somebody into a machinist and then they go home and nobody gives them any work. So the machine, what you're going to actually spend for a good sort of machine, on average costs about 4,000 rupees. So there's no point in you giving somebody 4,000 machine, they've got no work, so 3 months down the line they're going to end up selling the machine and they're back to square one again. So what we want to do is, once we set up the technical college, is set up a system for them, that we set up companies like manufacturing clothing. We set up a company and we actually link them with somebody, so at least they're getting regular work. And by getting regular work, at least they'll have their own income. So these are my 2 major projects that are on.
You mentioned the widening the bazaar project. Did you face a lot of criticism from obviously the business owners?
I did do, but
how did you deal with that?
Well, I think we were the only people in Azad Kashmir that had consultations with people. पूरे आज़ाद कश्मीर के अंदर किसी ने ऐसे नहीं किया। हमने पहले ऐसे किया कि सबको एक सुजुकी पे अनाउंसमेंट की पूरे शहर के अंदर कि ये काम शुरू होगा और प्लीज़ आप अपनी अपनी जगह में तैयारी कर लें इसमें, क्योंकि ये ऊपर ऑर्डर थे from the chief secretary. These orders were from the chief secretary and it was for the whole of Azad Kashmir. So first we did the announcements, then we called the business community in, and we had meetings with them like in groups of 50 and 60. And we explained to them that it has to happen. There's no way out of it. We're going to go along with this. Then we called in the Ajman Taja, which is a committee which is formed up of local businesses. They actually vote their body and they have a president, secretary, and so on. So we called them in and we had consultation with them as well. And then I must say that journalism was a very good thing to us because the journalists actually helped us through with this. I thank my Dadyal Safis for this, to actually not go negative on this. They actually went plus, and today I think we've achieved our goal.
काफ़ी लोग शिकायत करने के बाजार भी तुसां मतलब दुकाना नाल ही एक जगह और तुसां खुनी उड़ी उन्हें की फिर छाल मारी दा मतलब बैंक जाना वा छाल मारी दा पार होना पेना मैं भी 2-3 बारी छालियां मारियां HPL
मैं तक क्या हूँ सारा वजन सेट हो गया था ये छाला मारी तो है
ये मतलब बंदे आखने के कदू जी आसा की फुटपाथ लबसी 2 साल बाद 6 महीने बाद अगले हफ्ते
असल जैसा कि इंक्रोचमेंट असां शुरू किया है ये मैं वाइज एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर जिस इसने पर स्टैंड करता सा कि असां ना शुरू करने जब तक मैं पैसा ना दे सो अगला कम करना है अच्छा एक क्योंकि प्रोजेक्ट असां ड्यू सा अगस्त की 16 तारीख जरा स्टार्ट होना सा असां जेते ये शुरू किया 9वें ने एंड जेते बल्कि 10वें पहले हफ्ते असां ये काम शुरू है मैं 3 मीटिंग्स करी चुका सा मैंने उन्हें दसिया कि असां की दियो उन्हें जिस पटो एक बारी उस तो बाद असां की एस्टिमेट भेजो इसकी कॉस्ट कैश नहीं सो असां जरा पहले पटिया इसकी तो ये बेहतर है क्या ने क्योंकि इस नाल जो नालियां सनी 10 साल तो 15 साल तो ब्लॉक्स सन अप्रूव कवर सन इसने कम से कम असां सारा गंद कढ़िया तो हमारे साहब अगर हुकूमती फंडिंग में भी मसला है सो हमारे साहब अल्लाह खैर अगले 2-3 महीने से कम होना चाहिए लेकिन असां एडवाइस करने में दुकानदारा की इस वेले कि वक्ती तौर जरा वो नालियां पर जहाँ अपना लोहे ना जंगला लान रोड लेवल है बराबर तो अपनी पौड़ियां जो दुकानें चन वो आपको बनाई जुड़ा क्योंकि इतना ना सिस्टम जरा मैं कुछ ने कि दसिया नहीं ये एक समझ नहीं सिस्टम तो वही होना चाहिए जिस इंग्लैंड की दुकानें ही असन दुकान सा खोले तो अंदर अपना जाने चाहिए दुकानें ठीक है अगर पौड़ी कोई थी भी है तो वो ऐसी जगह रैंप हो सी जितना उन्होंने अपनी जगह है ये रोड की जगह सी दुकाना जो पुराना शहर सी और रिहायशी शहर सी इसने जो सिर्फ कमर्शियल गलियां 3 सी सिर्फ नारकली होगी होटल होगी तो 2 असर 4 तो सप्लाई की गली जी सी तो इस नाल ये 4 कमर्शियल सन असा हूँ बाजार बन गया है पूरा सो इससे जो लोग जो अपना जो दूध सी उत्थत कड़े दुकान बने सन सो हूँ आई थिंक इन द नेक्स्ट 2-3 महीने असा को इसका बजट रचना चाहिए उसने मैं चाह सके कभी इकट्ठा कम हो गया स्टोरेज लाइन में यूजन आल फुटपाथ के सब ब्रिटिश स्टाइल ने बने गया कि उस तरह सा सॉफ्ट है जैसे
obviously it's from a safety point of view that would be good as well
yes
because at the moment you've got people just trying to cross the road and there's no real
of course
no system to it and at least with the pavement you're not going to get run over when you're in the bazaar and obviously you've got elderly people
so
that would be a really good facility
and the other problem was that कि जो बिजली ने बोले ये like सब तक क्या उसी शहर 4-6 फुट पा रहा something which is totally wrong ये भी ऐसा होना क्या है भाई कि ऐसे ही पोल पे चक्कर तो उन्हें ऐसा अफोर्डेबिलिटी नहीं कोनी लेकिन ऐसा चौक तो किन्हीं तो 1 वे जितना ऐसा खत्म होना ये पोल्स की उन्हें स्कीम पे जुड़ी तक ये पोल पर तक पास नहीं जान क्योंकि एक तो पोल्स ला जिसन पास ना जिसन इतना क्योंकि लोगों को से इनके वैन ही नहीं कितना वैन सब तो बड़ी चीज़ होनी और मैं तक क्या कि जितनी भी चाहे जड़ी हुकूमत है चाहे आज असम पीपल्स पार्टी की हुकूमत है चाहे मुस्लिम कॉन्फ्रेंस की हुकूमत रही इन अवेयरनेस कदर नहीं करता कोई प्रोग्राम हो जना अवेयरनेस को नहीं अवेयरनेस पहले होनी चाहिए उस तो बाद जरा प्रोग्राम से डिलीवर करने होना चाहिए उन तकनीक गल है कि लोग तो समझे कि खंबा क्यों बाहर है अच्छा जी वो स्पेस ज़ाया जाएगी असा उत्थत कराई जाए ऐसे ही ज़्यादा जब प्रॉब्लम क्रिएट है हो जाए इंशाल्लाह बेहतरी हो सी एक तरह सूरज लाइन हो जैसी जब मैं प्रोजेक्ट बनाया सूरज लाइन से प्रॉपर उसमें प्रॉपर फुटपाथ हो गड्डियों में प्रॉपर खली जैसे मोटर बाइक से प्रॉपर ताकि ना तो असा की कोई एक्सीडेंट ना प्रॉब्लम है ना कुछ लाइफ डेंजर हुआ है एंड प्लस असा सोचें कि इतने 2-3 पॉइंट ऐसे होने चाहिए ज़ेब्रा क्रॉसिंग ऐसा बना कि उतना बंदा उतना हुआ है गड्डी की मस्त भी खला वैसी सो इंशाल्लाह दुआ भी कर सो प्लस sort of viewers and मैं इन्हें भी हमारी रिक्वेस्ट है कि स्पेशली माय मम्स ये मावरी हैं जिन्हें सारी भैन या सारे बुजुर्ग वो मेरे से दुआ भी कर सकें कि ये चीज़ पॉसिबल हो जाए हमारी जद्दोजहद है कि वी मस्ट हैव sewerage system, we must have footpaths, and we must have underground wiring to get shared area and cutting. This must go on the ground.
After this administrator role, what plans do you have? Given that you're really popular, not only in Dadyal but also in UK, where so many people supporting you. Do you have plans of taking part in the next election?
No, no, no. After this role, to be quite honest with Samir, I'd love to do another 4-year session in the same job, because I believe in actually perfection and finishing jobs off. And I'd be so happy to actually serve the people on this same seat again for the next 4 years, because at least I can deliver. It means I can bring services to be better in every way. First of all, I mean, our office structure setup, there's no way in anywhere in AJK you'll find a setup here similar to ours. And now I want to sort of spend the next 4 years dwelling on that and trying to complete my work, which is starting and which is ongoing. I have no thoughts or views on fighting election. I'm here by People's Party, and I'll be supporting my Honourable Minister of the Shahid South because I think he's doing a great job, and I think being one of his soldiers will be my job again.
A question: how is somebody elected in the the opposition?
Well,
many of the viewers will not be aware of it.
Well, the proper procedure is by election. It's same as England. I mean, you elect your councillors. We have initially there was 9 wards here. Now with the extended territory of Dingle, Bhalote, Mandi, Sadia, there's 5 more seats. So there's 4 more seats. So it's 13. So whenever elections happen, there'll be 13 wards. And councillors get elected, and then those councillors actually vote for the administrator. But he's not called administrator; he's called the chairman. I'm the administrator because I was brought in by the government, and no elections have happened. And in AJK, no Bhalote elections have happened since 1991, I think, 91 or 92. So for the past 22 years, no elections have happened. But in Pakistan, the elections have started, Bhalote elections. So I hope one day the elections will be here. So at least we can have a shot at that.
Another question from the Facebook page. News reporters of Dadyal have regularly accused you of corruption. Some very serious allegations have been made. Why haven't you taken any action against these reporters, and what do you have to say about this?
Well, firstly, I'd like to correct the record that they've accused us of corruption, and they've put this corruption to be in crore rupees. In some crore, some people say 2-3 crores, some have said 64 lakh, one thing to another. But thank you so much. Thank you, Vijay. Okay, Allah Hafiz. Now, there has been no corruption, totally. But for me to go out and bring myself so low and so cheap against these people have got no assets. They've got no land on their name, no property on their name. So it's just like England. I mean, I'd be chasing somebody throwing good money after bad. Had these people have assets and property here, I assure you I'd have taken them to court and actually taken the clothes off them as well. But because they have no assets, it'd be pointless taking them to court in any way. And the Safis that are concerned, there's only 2 or 3 of them. And these 2 or 3 are not reputable Safis. If you check their records, they've done corruption themselves, fraud themselves, and various other stuff. But I wouldn't, waste my time on it, because this is Pakistan. I mean, the job is to write negative stuff. Majority of the Safis are very good. I mean, they supported me all the way through. But there's 2 or 3 of them, and they'll never change. They'll never change. But if they had assets, we'd take them to court tomorrow morning.
Do you think corruption is a major problem, not only in Pakistan but also in Azad Kashmir?
I think corruption is a problem everywhere in the world, and not only in Azad Kashmir, या Pakistan में, or या America में, या Europe में, या UK में, corruption हर जगह होती है, हर जगह होती है. लेकिन बात यह है कि corruption को आप minimize कैसे करते हैं, ठीक है? Corruption को आप खत्म नहीं कर सकते. It's impossible. कोई इंसान कहते हैं corruption खत्म हो जाएगी, it's impossible. हो ही नहीं सकता है, नामुमकिन है. लेकिन करप्शन को आप रिड्यूस कर सकते हैं, मिनिमम लेवल तक उसको ले आ सकते हैं। तो देखने की ये बात है, देखो एक पुलिस वाला है, उसकी सैलरी है 15,000 रुपये, ठीक है, वो ड्यूटी अपनी करता है, उसकी बीवी है, बच्चे हैं। अब उसको सरकार, गवर्नमेंट, सरकार मीन्स गवर्नमेंट, उसको फ्यूल का पैसा नहीं दे रही, उसको 10 बार आप भेजते हैं, एक बार उसको भेजते हैं आप कठार जाओ फलां को मुलजम को पकड़ करके ले आओ, दूसरे दिन आप उसको भेजते हैं सरखी मुलजम को पकड़ करके ले आओ, तीसरे दिन आप उसको भेजते हैं ना पकड़, उसकी तो 15,000 तनख्वाह वहीं चलेगी। तो वो बेचारा करप्शन करेगा तो काम चलाएगा अपना, विच इज़ रॉन्ग, करप्शन इज़ रॉन्ग। और मेरे होते हुए मैं समझता हूँ कि यहाँ जो हमारी करप्शन जो आम निज़ाम चल रहा था उसमें कोई बेहतरी आई है। हमारे ऑफिस में तो ऐसा काम नहीं होता है। माई स्टाफ वेरी गुड, जो नज़ीर साहब इज़ माई चीफ ऑफिसर एंड वेरी ब्रेव चीफ ऑफिसर हु लाइक्स टू डू वर्क।
Have you ever spoken to these people who are writing, negative reports about yourself, in order to change that impression that they have?
I have. I've spoken to these journalists about this, and the one who used to write about me before was Asam Lone. I spoke to him on many occasions. Okay, this was wrong what he was doing. And then eventually we got him replaced from the newspaper, so he was no longer a journalist.
So when they write these articles, in the newspapers, do they? I mean, why is it that somebody can just, write something negative about someone without any evidence and just get away with it? Just recently, I think in the media there was an article against the Girls' Education Committee. I today actually I went to a school and they gave out uniforms, jumpers, shoes, bags, lot of equipment, and you can see the receipts. So
of
I
course
can see they're doing the work. But a journalist just sitting in his office doing nothing for the people, just writes an article, says bad things about anyone he wants, and he gets away with it. Do you think the media needs to be more responsible, and how can we do something about that?
Well, I think the media needs to be more responsible, but behind these journalists, there's always another figment what's behind them, चाहे वो सियासी हो, चाहे वो पर्सनल हो। और यहाँ के लोग जो हैं, मेजॉरिटी हमारी जो अवाम है, 99% बहुत अच्छी अवाम है, लेकिन जो हमारे चंद लीडरशिप मीनिंग जो लोकल लीडर्स हैं, उनको खतरा पड़ जाता है कि ये लोग काम करें और इनका नाम बने, ठीक है। अच्छा, और उन लोगों के अंदर एक तो एजुकेशन की भी कमी है, ठीक है, और दूसरा जो है नफ्सियात के मरीज हैं, ठीक है, और ये लोग उनको कहते हैं ये लिखो आज, ये लिखो, ये लिखो। अब जैसे कि गर्ल्स एजुकेशन कमेटी डडियाल जो है, अल्लाह उन लड़कियों को लंबी उम्र दे और अल्लाह उनके माँ बाप को लंबी उम्र दे, और ताकि वो और ये अच्छे काम करते रहें। कि उनका काम मैंने देखा है खुद में। आई सपोर्ट देम माई सेल्फ एज वेल, आई सपोर्ट देम। This function I wasn't able to go to, but the previous function I supported them, financially we supported them, Uncle Azad supports them, and we have other people which have supported them because they're doing good causes. And I believe wherever there's a good cause going on, it's important that we work with them. And those people that are working with schools and stuff like this, I think we should go out of our way, because बच्चियों को तालीम देना सबसे बड़ी बात है। एक लड़के को आप तालीम दोगे तो एक घर बनेगा, एक लड़की को तालीम दोगे तो एक कुंबा बनेगा, So and यहाँ सिर्फ इन लोगों के पीछे सियासी इल्ज़ाम होते हैं, और वो सियासी लोग इनको अपने कनेक्शन के हवाले से करें ये लिखो, ये लिखो, ये लिखो, ताकि इन लोगों का काम रुक जाए। लेकिन मैं समझता हूँ कि आजकल के जो हमारे यंग लोग हैं उनको इन चीज़ों से कोई परवाह नहीं। मेरे मतलब लिखते रहे, मैं अभी भी आज 4 बजे का टाइम है, मैं ऑफिस में यहाँ सुबह आता हूँ तो मैं 8:30 और 10 बजे के दरमियान में यहाँ पहुँचता हूँ, डिपेंडिंग अगर सुबह घर में कोई लोग आगे काम करने के लिए, सो मैं उनका काम करूँगा। उसके बाद मैं आ जाता हूँ और यहाँ मैं ऑफिस 6, 7, 8 बजे शाम को जाता हूँ, जबकि आपको पूरे आज़ाद कश्मीर और पाकिस्तान में बल्दियाती दफ्तर में आपको कोई भी 3 बजे के बाद नहीं मिलेगा, कितने भी वो वहाँ रिस्पॉन्सिबल हो। और ये क्रेडिट मुझे भी नहीं जाता है, मेरे टीम को जाता है, मेरे चीफ अफसर साहब को जाता है, और जो मेरी जो सीनियर टीम है, because they work with me, see, and they stay here,
The next question, again posted on our Facebook page, is it okay for beggars to come from all over Azad Kashmir? They see Dadyal as a main point where they can gather for begging, and even if they did it in a respectful way, we probably wouldn't say it's much of an issue. But when they annoy people like myself who taking time out, coming to Dadyal, doing shopping, often with family, you've got beggars just chasing you around. They really spoil the experience of shopping. Do you have any solution for this problem? A lot of people have mentioned this as a major issue.
Well, initially when I came, Samir, I thought that they were genuine poor people. I can assure you that the budget what my father had sent me with, this is for record as well, that my father actually supports me while I'm sat here, and my brothers. I thought they were genuinely poor people. So I myself used to give them money. Every day I used to have about 30, 40 coming through my door. And I thought, generally sat in my seat, these are poor people that are coming. And it took me time to realise that these are not poor people, these are professional beggars. Each family probably has 5 or 7 people, and they're all out begging. So me as somebody sat here, or let's say one of my senior officers, their salary might be 40 or 50,000 rupees a month. But these people, having 7, 8 members in the family begging, they'll probably collect 10,000 rupees a day, 5 lakh rupees a month. These are professional beggars that come, and not only from Azad Kashmir. The biggest amount of beggars that come, they're actually from Multan side, Multan and Faisalabad side. They come from that side. They're actually situated in Chikswari, that's why we think they come from Azad Kashmir. They're actually based in Chikswari, most of them. On a morning, they catch the bus and they ended up in Dadyal.
Some days they'll work in Chikswari and then they'll have a shift.
Yeah, they turn around.
Move them around.
They rotate around.
Yeah.
They'll probably get sent to Mirpur, Chikswari,
Khalid. I personally have seen the same faces, over the last 10 years even.
Yeah.
The same people. They're either in Dadyal or you go to Chikswari and you see them there as well.
And it's totally wrong what they're doing. I've spoken to the assistant commissioner before. असल आप जरा तकरीबन बात है कि जरा जेन्युइन गरीब है वो बाहर निकला कोई मंगने से क्योंकि वो गैरत उसने जो नहीं स्वेत पोष होना वो आता क्या कुछ आगे नहीं रखना ये लोग जरा ये सिर्फ बेगर्स नहीं ये प्रोस्टिट्यूशन भी करने ठीक है ये और चीज़ें भी बेचने और असा ऐसी सब की जो असिस्टेंट कमिश्नर उन्होंने भी उन्होंने है सी उन्होंने बड़ी कोशिश की थी इसी चीज़ें रोकथाम करने थाने लगी उन्होंने सही चाहते हैं कि कोई सिस्टम ऐसा बने जाए कोई कमेटी बनाई जाए जिसने असा ये लोग जड़े इन्हें तस्वीरें कढ़ी जाए इन्हें की अरेस्ट करी कोई कार बिल्डिंग की जाए जिसका बाहर कोई चौकीदार पैरे पर लाई होना कि जो भूखा सही तो अंदर भी होना रोटी लपसी अंदर बैठे सो असा ये पता लगी सी कौन कौन है कौन किसने नहीं बट इसने से असा वहाँ कोई टाइम लग सी because इसने से इन्वॉल्वमेंट अप्रूव चाहिए तोड़ ना
we've got traffic police. I don't know if this is practical or not. We've got traffic police, so if they see anyone who's begging and it's the same old people, maybe they can give them a warning, and if they don't listen, then arrest them. Just to have a ban in the bazaar.
Well, inshallah, 2014, because I mean, as you're aware, the first sort of 23 months I've spent because I came here January the 12th, 2012. I mean, I used to put in 18 to 20 hours a day just to get a feel of the ground, to know exactly what people need, what the needs are, how we can deliver, what we can do. 2014, inshallah, start 2014, is going to be to remove the beggars from this town. But we're going to do it professionally. And the way how we're going to do that is that we need to get these people sort of arrested and put into a safe house somewhere.
The other sad thing is that you've got somebody, a builder, who works all day, मेहनत मजदूरी करने उनकी 800 रुपया लगना ये मंगने ले दिहाड़ी 1500 2000 भी नहीं गिनने
फी बंदा और फैमिली ने 6-7 हो सो यानी कि 8-10,000 के इंतजार
कराने ऐसा काम कर रहे हैं छोड़ो इस पे सोफा काम की गैरत नहीं होनी
बिल्कुल
so we definitely need to stop this
inshallah and I think our viewers as well they need to support us on this and the way how they can
people are giving the money
exactly
so people coming from England you need to find genuine poor people in different villages. I mean, in every village.
And I think genuine
and go to their homes, visit them, and give money rather than just handing out.
And all we made it in England to लोग कश्ने होना समय ये मशवरा मारा ये और सी के तुसा सिर्फ लोगों की पैसे ना दियो. Let's say मैं गरीब हूँ तो मैं 10,000 देनी हो ठीक है. मैं नवा कपड़ा कोड़ी किंदा 6 महीने लगे हमारे बच्चे की कोड़ी किंदा. मैं तो जाइए तो सूट किन्ने कपड़ा नवा एक सूट किन्ना 6 लाया 10,000 तो गया फारग खत्म. मैं फिर भूखे ना भूखा. समझ सो असा की चाहिए ना कि अगर किसी ने सपोर्ट करने हैं एक गरीब घर है असा उसकी एक बकरी किनी दिया ठीक है एक बकरी किनी दिया कि कल उसने जो बगरूट उसी वो बेची उन्हें पाली तो अपना निज़ाम एक चलाया या अगर असा को ज़्यादा पैसा है असा उसे एक गांव किनी दिया जिस चीज़ ने लुक आफ्टर कर पहले पता है उन्हें लुक आफ्टर कर सकने की गांव किनी दिया उन्हें गांव ने जो कम से कम दूध बेचन अपने घर निज़ाम चला सन जे अगर लेस कोई एक्टिव है असा उसकी लेट से 15 मुर्गियाँ किनी देने उसकी 10 उन्होंने खुराक भी 6 महीने गिन देने 3 महीने ताकि वो कम से कम अंडे अपने बेची था अपना एक निज़ाम चलाना
असा ने ब्रिटिश लोकें एक फॉल्ट है कि असा रहमदिल हैं रहमदिल हैं असा कैसे ने कि ना गिरा गरीब अच्छा गिरा इसकी जाने से कटो गिरा 10,000 इसे की दी चलो वो 10,000 बेचारा जा उस हफ्ते 2 किलो गोश्त 2 दिहाड़े खाना कपड़े जोड़े 4 कहने हफ्ते 10,000 फारग वो जिसे इतिहास है उससे तरफ फिर मिल गया.
And it's the same reason that Dadyal Online we have Arta project. So we do different packages. We get donations from England, and we visit people's homes. We give them 5,000 to 6,000 worth of food products.
MashaAllah.
So you've got Arta, dal, jawal, chini, ghee, all.
But
Alhamdulillah, now you this idea about the goats and the animals. I didn't think of this before.
This is what we need
It's
to
a very
do.
good idea.
This was a project in Bangladesh many years ago. It was in 90s. Okay, they started a project off there. What they did was that let's say they had 10,000 rupees. They went and bought you the cow, they bought me the goats, they bought them the chickens, and everybody went on. But every month they asked you to pay back 100 rupees. So you had your cow, you were selling your milk, but you're giving 100 rupees into the pot again because you can afford to now. So me, I had the goats, so they told me you pay 50. Lala has the chickens, so they get him to pay 25. So at least we're all putting back into the pot, so the pot doesn't finish as well. And it continues. But the problem what they found in Bangladesh was because they have floods every year, that's where the biggest losses were. We don't have this type of problem. I mean, if you look around, people have empty land. Zameen khali pe percent 2 canal hai, 4 canal hai, 6 canal hai. और आराम स्कूल न चौधरी बनी द राजा बनी द मल्क बनी द ख्वाजा बनी तो बाजारे फिरना पे बाजारे फिरना पे उसने प्रॉब्लम क्या क्रिएट होने पी वो तो माल्टे ने बाग 2 कनाली लाई ना जस्ट ऑरेंज ट्रीज तो उनकी पानी देना रेगुलर 3 साल तो बाद उसकी कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं माल्टा भी बेची ना मार्केट ज़मीन भी उसने इस्तेमाल की so we need to go on to this sort of level and schools उनसे असन स्कूल है स्कूल भी आज मैं गया सा फातिमा ज़ारा स्कूल तो मैं दसने गया सा तको सब्जी जगह अंदर बनाई मैं कुछ किताब मैं आपको बनाई मैं तो बच्चे जो थे ओ है ना बच्चे को था मैं नो उनकी इन्वॉल्व करो बिच मैं ऐसा सको मुड़ी वापस में इनके प्लांट पॉट्स जो पो देसा सो कि इनके जे ट्रीज एंड इवन ऑल देसा उनकी एक बूटा दियो कार खड़न उसकी पानी बान उसकी ग्रो करन ताकि उन्हें आदत दिख पाए समझ गए क्योंकि जो असने प्यू दादे ने आदत थी असन की ओ चाहिए वापस ब्रिटिश असा होई गया मॉडर्न असा होई गया गुरबत असा जो निकली गई है कोठी में से थे गड्डियां में थी हर चीज थी लेकिन केड़ी चीज नहीं रही असनी मेहनत था नहीं कोई रही असा कार भाई उनमें भी इतना ड्यूटी दी हाले में हमारा कम बनना में कार होना कि चलो कम से कम को बूटा लाई उड़िया हूँ जिला हमेशा में बूटे भी लाना रहे कार हर चीज करना रहे अगे पिछे देना रहे तो 3 महीने हो गए तो मैं अपने कार को बूटा नहीं हो लाया सो आई शुड बी डूइंग दीज थिंग्स बाहर असा सड़कों पर लाए 100 दरख्त बाहर लाए ठीक है केजा सवेत लेकिन कम से कम ये चीज़ें अगर असा बच्चे ने अंदर ना कि उन्होंने अंदर शौर पैदा हुआ ना उन्हें अंदर पैदा हुआ कि वो ट्री प्लांट करन उन तक वो असन फॉरेस्ट जो है वो खत्म होना पे एंड दिस इज रॉन्ग फॉर द क्लाइमेट एज वेल ठीक है क्योंकि असें ट्रीज चाहिए नहीं ब्रीदिंग वास्ते ऑक्सीजन वास्ते बेहतरी वास्ते एंड अगर असा रीप्लांटेशन ना कर दीज थिंग्स अगर फिनिश बट जितना तक गरीबा नहीं मतलब ना कम है प्लीज हमारी रिक्वेस्ट ये है कि हाँ कुछ शादी है बच्ची नहीं यस उसकी पैसे सपोर्ट करो ठीक है उन्हें की चीज़ें किनी दियो और चीज़ है लेकिन कुछ ने गरीब है तो उसकी आहो 10,000 या 20,000 या 30,000 दी जाए उसकी गुरबत दूर होसी ये नहीं करना उसकी कोई चीज़ किनी दियो ताकि ओ बेची तो उसके क्या कर सका.
What is the annual fund that the Baldia receives? How is it spent? And also, what have you done to raise funds for the Baldia?
Okay, asani the annual fund first of all let me tell you ashni kuch asani annual fund asani generate honi hai through jade chungiyan and taxes through ASA on contract दे रहे हैं advertisement boards again or mandi cattle market and toilets these and the slaughterhouse असनी आमदन तकरीबन करोड़ ने लगभग जिसने जो असा जड़े जिस वक्त स्टाफ रखे उसने असा पे करने उसने जो असा रनिंग कॉस्ट ऑफ द ऑफिस उसने जो पे करने असा जड़ा ट्रैक्टर जड़े असन चलने उसना फ्यूल उसने जो निकलना असा ना जड़ा बिजली का बिल हो गया या असा कि लेट्स से ऑफिस ना पेपर चाहिए ना ऑल दिस सारा ही होना असा कि बारूं government doesn't give us anything extra, nothing to run this office totally. Now, I guess any amdan jari si o jise hona sana advertising board na jara si o like contract per gaya si 2,40,000 si 3 saal se So असां लाइ एक contract कीते हैं असां एक साल ना जरा सी 8,80,000 सी जरा असां advertisement ना contract कीते हैं so जरा असां cattle market सी वो सुपले सी मह 5.5 लाख एमएल कीते हैं असां 8 लाख तमिशक का 20,000 वो कीते हैं असां so this is असां जितने income मछली दो असां birth certificates लबनान we charge them 100 rupees ठीक है वो असां income आई जानी अच्छा इस तरह जिला लैंड जरिए ट्रांसफर होनी उसने जरा आसानी इनकम हो जानी उसने परसेंटेज में है 2% है
Is that the same for death certificates as well?
no death certificate no 100 रुपए है yeah
Oh, okay.
100 rupees so it's the same thing really it's a facility but this is where our income sort of generated from land transfers sale of land so we generate income from there which is about 1 crore rupees out of which we spend on development, let's say building roads, any other things what we need to like we'll put the bins up, street lights, signboards, stuff like this.
You mentioned roads. I've been here now for about 3 or 4 months. I'm using the road from Dingle to Dadyal.
Yes.
So, as
oh,
you know,
yeah.
the last 4 months have been a bumpy ride for me, and obviously everyone else who uses that road, they don't seem to be happy with that. So
with that
is
one, that's a long road. It's a long road, and plus there's a pulley to build up there. So
I
the
mean,
actual,
the real bad parts are, you know, as you come out of Arda towards the stadium, it's just
Yep.
all rocks and
yeah.
damage to cars and.
Well, that we've had it cleaned twice.
Yeah,
I mean, the
yeah,
problem what we
I've
have
seen
there
it
is
once,
that once the monsoon rains come, all the
Yeah, right.
stone arrives there. During my period here, I've had it cleaned twice. Now, inshallah, all being well, I put a scheme together. Even your gas, because that overflows and goes into people's
I
houses.
think we need like a pulley.
Yes, and the pulley which has been made are totally wrong. I mean, you'll see the pulleys. I mean, they've got 3 pipes in them. I mean, the width of the gas is like 60 foot and 45 foot, but yet they put 3 pipes in 2.5 foot each, and they expect that water to flow through. It's impossible. So inshallah, we'll put a scheme together so we can get the gas clean first of all, and then secondly, your road up to stadium, all the way to be done. And street lights to go on there as well, because youngsters here use the stadium, and I'm quite happy because once they use the stadium, that means there's going to be less crime. You know, people are not going to fall ill; they're going to be healthy people as well. So that needs to be done. But out of our budget, I mean, extra sort of what we've done is that I mean, I've increased our Jungi as well. We increased our cattle market. We increased our signboards. And we increased our toilet and the slaughterhouse.
Cattle market.
Yeah, it's in Bhalote, where the famous kebabish is.
Right. Okay. On the
yeah,
side.
opposite kebabish on the corner.
So that's run by Bhalote as well.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
yes.
I didn't know that.
I mean, it's rented. The place is rented, but we've actually given the contract out for that to somebody who runs this. And then to increase my income in other ways, I've asked my friends. Like when we bought the tractor and trolley. And my friends sort of donated for that. When we provided the motorbike for the police station, Uncle Azad here, he actually donated this for us. When we did the entry gate, Uncle Azad again did this for us. Then we did stuff like clothing for Fatima Zara School. There are 120 children there. We provided them all with uniforms. That was also funded by my friends. Then every month in Ramzan, we have an iftari program in Jog for poor people. They can come and eat for free. I mean, at home we have a program for the last 9 years, but Dad pays for that.
I've seen
Yeah,
the photos,
yeah.
sure.
Abu pays for that. Abu pays for that, and my brothers and sisters, they sort of all chip in for this. I mean, we have about 300 to 400 people at home iftari. But here for Baldia, last year and this year, we provided free food for them for iftari, and also clothing for the poor people. So at least they feel equal to us. So friends have supported me in that sense. My own friends, you know.
How would you compare life in UK with life in AJK? What do you miss about England, basically?
Well, I miss a lot of things about England, to be quite honest with you, because I've spent all my life in England. I miss my mum and dad. I miss my brothers and sisters. I miss my wives and children. I miss my friends. And then I miss the environment where I lived in, because over there,
Bradford.
at Leeds,
Oh,
yes,
Leeds, yeah.
Leeds, yes. I miss the environment there because I have my animals there. I have my llamas, my chickens, my peacocks, rabbits. And the life what I sort of led there was a lot different than here, because I worked. But on the same token, I've enjoyed myself as well. And my biggest enjoyment is at home, because I have a small holding, a small farm there, which is on 4.5 acres. And I generally sort of spend 2-3 hours in the morning with my animals and 2-3 hours on an evening. And I mean, you can't compare the two countries really, because the luxury over there, in the sense just of not having enough, having a clean environment and no dust. I think that speaks for itself as well. Other than that, I think the people over here are lovely. And on an evening, I always like to socialise, with my friends, and at least they're my childhood friends. You spend time with it, you can have a laugh and joke. Whereas here you can't. Here,
well, I'm sure you keep in touch through WhatsApp.
I do,
Facebook,
and Skype.
as well,
Skype. I'm a very regular user with Skype. I carry my iPad about as well.
Yeah.
And over here in the office we have internet as well. At home I have internet as well. And then I still have the dongle sort of thing, the square one. I don't know what they call it, but it's the Wi-Fi kit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I miss my friends. And family. And I miss my cars. And the roads there, so they're easy to drive on, and there's no bump. You can go to London and not get tired. Whereas here, I mean, with the travelling that I do, because in a week, possibly 2 or 3 times I go to Islamabad.
And I think you don't like staying in hotels either.
No, I don't. I don't. I've never stayed in hotels here. Even if it's 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, I come home. Yeah. That's why my personal PA and my drivers are always fed up with me, because with other people they sort of stay at hotels there. But mine, I mean, if it's 11 o'clock I finish, I'll come home. Even 1 o'clock, I'll come home. Only from Lahore I haven't come back, because that's like 5-hour drive, so when it's a bit late I thought, well, it's a safety issue as well, and plus obviously my drivers need to be fresh and not sort of take the car off the road or something. But yeah, from Islamabad I always come back. I've never stayed. And I think that's about it really. But over here you have everything at your beck and call. I mean, Allah's given me everything here. I had everything in England, but alhamdulillah, I thank Allah for being so merciful. Okay, I'm serving my country, it makes me proud. I'm saving my nation, I'm serving my people, and I'm more proud because my British people, when they come here, they've got hope, and that's the biggest thing to me. Sat over there, if they have a problem and they call me, I deal with it instantly. And even when they come here as well, whether it's to do with the police station, whether it's to do with the AC's office, or the courts or anything, I mean, I go out my way, and I think that's the biggest satisfaction I get, because those people don't really have hope when they come here, because there's always a problem going on somewhere.
I guess with you, they've got someone they can talk to, someone who will understand their issues.
Yeah, obviously, because I think the biggest thing is that we can relate with each other. You see, my appeal is to them still.
And obviously, you're approachable. You're in the office. Anybody can come and meet you.
Of course. And even at home. I mean, there's been times that I get woken up, 3 in the morning, and they tell me, police have come. And I think, well, if it was England, I mean, there's nothing you can do. But over here, at least I get up and go to the police station to make sure that there's no nothing sort of wrong on to them. Because as soon as I find out that the British people, I think people try to scare them with police and stuff like this. And we've always tried to ensure that they have equality really, and it's same. Same law applies for the poor person as for the rich person, and same law applies for a local resident as opposed to a British boy coming back. And I think the British deserves more respect coming back, because we need them to come back. We need them to come back, and they should know the culture, the ways, and how things are run over here, because tomorrow it's their country, and I think they enjoy it. Some months back, I had a young boy, an 8-year-old boy, who we put on as the honorary administrator for the day.
Okay.
So I had him doing the official duties of mine, what I was doing. The only thing he wasn't allowed to do was to deal with the paperwork, but everything else you know, I didn't sort of deal with it because I want these young boys to come back
Yeah.
because we're the people here. People like yourself, myself, other people that come back here, people like your name, you know, Kababish. You know, these are people that we want coming back and we want other youngsters to come back because we're the ones that are going to make the difference, inshallah. You know, because we've seen it tough as well. You know, we don't come from rich backgrounds. You know, we're working class people, and we've sort of come up the ladders. The problems faced by British people are those problems what we face as well on a daily basis. So I think it's more important that we have more youngsters involved, and maybe you know, they need to help out with stuff as well because. And I think a lot of our youngsters want to help out, but they don't know who to approach and what to do. So instead of coming to Kashmir or Pakistan, they end up Palestine and you know, and having a holiday in Spain.
And that's the purpose of Dadyal Online as well, to keep youngsters connected to Dadyal. You know, we're giving them updates every day. So
no, it's important, very important.
It keeps that you know, the love for Dadyal alive in their hearts.
Of course.
Keeping them connected.
I think it's really important. It's very important to keep them away. I mean, sadness is that, you know, we have families that we don't want to return back here. Even my children, we have. Even my children, I'll give you an example of my own kids. I mean, they said to me, Dad, Pakistan? No. I said, what do you mean, no? You know, so I brought them here and they go out and see places. And then they become happy because we're stuck in the format that when we arrive, you know, we're expected to go to Masi's house, Mamu's house, Khala's house. And the poor children, for them 2 or 4 weeks holidays, they come here, that's where they are. Now, they don't realise that we have beauty spots here. We have sites here, you know, what they can enjoy, whether it's to do with food, whether it's to do with parks, whether it's to do with tourism, whether it's to do with shopping as well.
And I think it takes at least a month or 2 just to get settled in. So a lot of people who bring their children here just for 2 or 3 weeks. And you know, sometimes they'll obviously come in July, August because that's when they get holidays.
Yeah.
And it's really hot. You've got them on chill and
It is.
so many things. So they get that bad impression. They never want to come back again. So I think you have to really plan the visit. Bring your children at the right time.
Of course,
and you need to give them a bit more time here as well to settle in. Once they've got over that initial difficulty,
of course,
then they start to fall in love with Kashmir.
Well, I mean, I think it takes you about 6 to 8 weeks, doesn't it, really?
Yeah, definitely.
And then you start falling. Otherwise, I mean, normally you'll go to a shop and something what's sold for 40 rupees is 100, and you pay that the first week you come. You think, yeah, that's okay. But it's like 5, 6 weeks down the line, you realise, this is 30 rupees at the shop, that shop. So there's a lot of elements that come into it.
And it really helps because, you know, I've been coming here, you know, even when I was younger, every year in the summer holidays I used to come here, and you know, you go back having learnt a lot, you know, talking to people, meeting different people, you know, haggling at the shops, and these skills really help you when you go back to England. You know, I think they make you stand out from all the other children.
They do.
You know.
Yes. और ज़रूरी है असल में बच्चे माशाल्लाह, you know, they're nice, अल्लाह उन्हें खुश रखा कि, you know, they're sweet and innocent really. असल में कितना भी उधर तेज बैठा है बच्चा, you know, he's still innocent. I mean, I've seen fast kids come here. I mean, I remember it was one night, it was about Saturday morning, me call and the बंदा रोना पैसा तो बस मत cha police आएगी हैं ये हो राम द घर क्या हुआ उसे पुलिस कार अंदर बड़ी भी है यार उस पुलिस ले दे फोन नहीं मैं छपया मैं ये ना छपया कि उसकी फेस कार उसकी यू नो गन अच्छा मैं उसको फिर पिंडी असन दावत सी पहले इंटरव्यू से पीडी भी बतूस बात आओ वो तो गली बैठा था फोटो रिसर्च करने वापस है इतना आया तो वो थाने चीका मारे में वो मुड़ा सा अगर मैं से आई मीन नाम में कितना चल कोड़ा बट अगर मैं से इंग्लैंड में बंदा दस बर्मिंघम में चित्ता ओ अपने आप की you know पूरा you know full on board सब नसी ठीक है इतना मजे तक मुझे करना क्या मुझे जो पुलिस चाचा तो कमरे पैर भी पटने में नहीं लगा मैं ये क्यों you know so we need to get into that system okay, we need to bond with each other more you know we need to try and get your you know our parents had and our grandparents had we need to be more friendly with each other and these family feuds as well we need to get away from because the biggest sort of thing what I've seen is that you know there's a brother in England, there's a brother here, he's been sending money. When he comes here and he tells me, yeah, there's nothing. So I think we need to start controlling our own selves in many ways as well. But bringing the children here is more important than anything else. You know, because they can enjoy it. And anybody who wants to come here, and even if you have nobody here, you can come and come to my office, or you can call me direct on my number. I'll give Samir the number, he'll put it online. You can be in touch, I can collect you from the airport, I can drop you back off at the airport, and I can make sure you have a good time here and enjoy yourself here. I think Samir, Dadyal Online, anybody through you, I can take them either one. And any work they have related to Bhalote, about Municipal Committee Dadyal, if they have anything, any work that needs to be done, any advice they need, my staff will be available, and I'm here in the offices. So the offices you'll find means Bhalote Dadyal, Municipal Committee Dadyal offices, and we're also on Facebook as well now, Samir.
Yes, I know.
And I think I did ask Bilal to tag us on, or is it link?
It's a good move to
Yep. Because we want people and their views direct on there as well.
Work, but you want people to know about that work.
Exactly,
as well, and
exactly.
to create awareness, it's important.
Well, initially I wasn't bothered about that because we wanted to get on with the work, because what I realised here was the more you show your work, the more enemies, and harder the job became. But now we've got the MCD Facebook site, and at least with that people can access us direct. If they've got any problems, any questions, we can help them out. Anything, you know, and that's what goes for, you know, our mothers, fathers, elders, brothers, sisters, kids, any problem they have. And it doesn't mean that if you don't live in Dadyal, I can't resolve your problem. Let's say they live in Cotley, Pimble, Mirpur, Jhelum, whatever. Any sport anybody from England needs, you know, my phone's on 24 hours a day. Or if it's a bigger problem, they can text me and I can come back to them on this, or come on Facebook.
What advice would you give to youngsters in Dadyal who are struggling to find jobs, despite some of them, you know, despite having good quality degrees, and also they're not getting the visa to go to England?
Oh, to England!
So what advice would you give to them?
Well, my first advice. मारा उन्हें से यंगस्टर्स वैसे ही मशवरा उसी कि पहले तो वो अपना कोशिश करन कि कोई अपना नौकरी ना करनी, कोई सिस्टम नहीं मिली कम, उसने कोशिश करना अपना स्ट्राइव करने से कि कम से कम कोई जॉब आप किसी कर, you know, इतना उन प्रॉब्लम एक क्रिएट हुई है कि कुछ नौकरियां तो कम है, उतनी थी कोई, अगर एक नौकरी निकल सी उसने 500, 1000, 2000 एप्लीकेशन उस सी, you know, तो उसने फिर जाहिर है, you know, बेसाखी चीज़ें आई जिन्हें एक तो चलो उन्होंने अपना एक मियार हो जाना, पर दुआ नाल सिफारिश थे हो, तो उसने हमारा उन्हें समझा है कि कम से कम जो है कोई ऑनर सीखो, you know, चाहे इलेक्ट्रिशियन ना हो, चाहे कोई प्लम्बिंग ना हो जाए, चाहे कोई मेस्ट्री ना हो जाए, even नई ना कम यार, you know, आसान ने लोग सुने ना उन्होंने ये बड़ा ओ जी ये नई ना कम है, लेकिन असल जो है ना कोई भी ऑनर है, चाहे वो and वो उनकी फ्यूचर भी उन्होंने बनाई सकते ना, कम से कम वो अपनी आमदनी दिया इनकम दिया अपनी आराम से उन्हें रखेंगे ना. So I think that जिन्हें लोगों ने वीज़े नहीं लग रहे इंग्लैंड में से मेहरबानी करी तो हमारे दफ्तर अच्छो, नाले तो हमारे स्पोर्ट बनसो, नाले हमारी स्पोर्ट बनसो, नाले में 10 इतने मामलात क्या हैं, नाले ऐसा कोई बड़ी टीम एक बनाई सकते हैं, इतना 100 कम है, जरा कम करने लगा है, जरा मेहनत करने लगा है, उसकी कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं. मैं ये साहब ले तक जी और ऐसा इंग्लैंड से समझता वन विंडो ऑपरेशन को ऐसा को इतना सा तक को सब बिजली लोने सो पता ही कुछ की लोड सो क्या प्लम्बर की लोना चाहिए था तो जे अगर इतना छोटा कारोबार सेट करी करना, छोटा कारोबार सेट करी करना, अगर इतना लेट्स से कोई एक प्लम्बर भी रखी किन्ने, इलेक्ट्रिशियन भी रखी किन्ने, एक जॉनर रखी किन्ने, you know, you can send them out, छोटे jobs उनको रहे, and you know, but they need to be dedicated. दिल ना अपना छोड़न, जिंदगी में दिल ना छोड़न, अपनी जड़ी शौक है, you know, उसने लाज़मी अपनी मेहनत भी करन. But something like anything, you know, I'm willing to support in every way possible. Because youngsters are our future. शहर ना चलाना, मैं तो नहीं चलाना, क्या है? मैं इतना 2 साल और, you know, उसके बाद और कोई आई जैसी तो असल चीज़ है young सा, तो मैं था अपने time ही devotion दी सके. अगर हमारी उम्र you know 55-60 साल में क्या devotion दिया ना, you know, कर any बंदे की परेशानी नहीं जान छोड़ी, अंगास वाले दर्द करने शुरू हुए पैसन, you know, so there's so many things.
What would you say is the most difficult aspect about your role, and who is stopping you from getting work done in Dadyal?
Well, there's a few people that tried to put negative stuff out. And because these so-called people don't want to see the development work happening, I think that was the case. But I mean, like, we had major problems back in February, where all my senior staff, because I had a team that I worked with, because there was a team that I worked with, and my staff and me, we got on good, and our jobs getting done. So what they did was they started changing all my staff. My chief officer got changed, my estate officer got changed, my overseer got changed, my SDO got changed, and even my accountant got changed. And these are the 5 sort of key people in my department which keep things running. Now, we're okay now, we've got all the staff back, I think, and I think, you know, the work is moving back at its own pace again. So the problems that we had, I think, they're over and gone with, and those problems that are left, please pray that I can, you know, sort of erase them and sort of move on with what needs to be done. Really.
I want to say thank you very much from Dadyal Online. As you know, many people have requested this interview, and I couldn't have gone back to England without doing this.
Oh!
So thank you for your time. Thank you for these lovely responses that you've given.
No,
and we at Dadyal Online, you know, we're happy to promote your work, and at any time you can share your activities with us. Keep people connecting to Dadyal. That's our ambition.
Well, thank you very much, mate.
Thank you very much
for coming along and taking your valuable time out. Really, I think it's been helpful, and it's good that you've actually come. It's something what I followed from day one since I came here, because I think yours is the only online which covers everything really. I hope that this interview's some help to our people. But rest be assured, if there's anything, you know, in England or any requests that come along, or if there's anything that I can do for my people, you know, I'll be very, very proud, because my job's here to actually serve my people. And inshallah, we'll try our best, even as far as, you know, down to the nitty-gritty stuff, like giving water to people. Like, let's say you don't get any water at your house, they charge between 500 and 900 rupees. But we as Belgium, we supply that water at 300 rupees. So it's a relief for people. So, and it makes you happy. And I think today's been a good day. I've had a year, and I hope we can sort of work together and keep ourselves linked on. And I'll ask my Bilal to get MCD Facebook linked on with you, so anything that comes on your page automatically comes on ours. Sure. So we can go through. It's a pleasure.
Thank you
very
much. I really enjoyed this.
Pleasure.
And now what we'll do is just show the people, the staff that you've got here.
Okay.
And also the offices and the Bulgaria area.
Lovely. Yeah.
Thank you.
We'll do that. No problem.